What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're back with my guy Rico. I sounded bad saying that. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I woke up with a little headache today, but we got my guy Rico. Hey, we back. The tactic no one can stop explained. Technique breakdown. We finna see, cause my guy, I ain't gonna lie, my guy looked like he was getting beat up. The fight I seen, it was incredible. Hey, he didn't back down. He came back with it, and he came back with vengeance, and he would not lay down, He would not lay down, and he came back to getting the victory, you know what I'm saying? So we finna see, cause my guy, I didn't even know my guy was like 60 fights in, but definitely incredible kickboxer. We finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations. And let's get into it.
There's a reason they call Rico Verhoeven the king of kickboxing. Shoot. Verhoeven has been the reigning heavyweight champion at Glory for 7 years, defending his title 9 times against the best kickboxers in the world. And he does this with one of the most unique styles ever seen in the ring. Verhoeven can dominate fights with leg kicks alone, completely shutting down his opponent's offense.
Oh, he hitting right in the right spot too.
And the way he does this has a lot to do with the principles that run throughout his entire style. Verhoeven uses unorthodox techniques during unusual times, completely bewildering most of his competitors and catching them with techniques they were not prepared for when they least expected.
Bing, bing.
One simple example is that rather than kick, plant his foot down and follow up with a punch, Verhoeven will instead use the retraction of his kick to sneak in a quicker punch.
Gosh, that's smart.
One more example is that he'll chamber his leg for a rear.
I ain't never seen somebody kick and punch at the same time. That's basically what he's doing, kicking and punching at the same time.
One more example is that he'll chamber his leg for a rear teep as he extends his jab, so it gets there faster.
Oh.
It is common to set up kicks with jabs, since a jab can block an opponent's vision or at the very least occupy their attention. But by chambering as he punches, Verhoeven's teep arrives faster on the half beat, far before opponents expect to have to deal with any kind of follow-up attack. In this clip, Verhoeven even turns his jab into a frame to clamp down on his opponent's rear hand as he loads up his kick. Impressively, the opponent isn't fooled and checks, but too bad for him that Verhoeven isn't finished and lands a hard cross off the retraction of his kick.
Bink. Okay, Rico, pretty smart fighter.
Here we see the exact same sequence against another opponent, but this time, Verhoeven misses the last cross as well. So, he just flows into yet one more strike, connecting with a hard leg kick. It should be clear by now that Verhoeven is usually always one step ahead of his opponent, and that he achieves this by implementing uncommon techniques during unusual times.
Man, that's very uncommon. I ain't never.
And this is the magic behind Verhoeven's devastating leg kicks. Verhoeven does the exact opposite of most elite kickboxers, and focuses almost exclusively on targeting the inside of his opponent's legs. The most common
that's the best part to hit them at right there, cause you see them getting them they unbalanced right there.
On targeting the inside of his opponent's
legs. They lose their balance. Look.
The most common way to land a hard roundhouse kick is to step off angle and target the outside of the opponent's leg, as Verhoeven does here. And this is what the vast majority.
I feel like we used to do this on purpose to people, like to kind of trip them and stuff like that. We used to hit that part right behind the knee. It's like that little tender part right there behind the knee. You can just almost like just tap it and people will like almost fall, like that whole leg will buckle.
Verhoeven does here. And this is what the vast majority of competitors will be prepared for. However, Verhoeven will sidestep to create an angle in order to sneak his shin in between an opponent's legs, targeting their thighs instead. A lot of attention has been given to how a more sideways, bladed stance can leave a fighter vulnerable to outside leg kicks, but few ever mention that a more squared up stance can put both legs at risk for inside leg kicks. And this mentality leaves most of Verhoeven's competitors in the exact perfect stance for him to employ his favorite weapon.
And his legs just look bigger and stronger than those guys. Like, they look like they just do straight upper
Perfect
body.
stance for him to employ his favorite weapon. To pull this off, Verhoeven has to modify his roundhouse kicks to angle more upwards, traveling a path between a roundhouse and a front kick. However, judging by his opponent's reactions, this doesn't seem to blunt his power much, if at all. To set this up, Verhoeven will laterally shuffle to his left to angle in a right inside leg kick, and shuffle to his right to create space for a left inside leg kick. Verhoeven rarely...
I'm telling you, like, they're breaking this down on YouTube. I wonder if it's his opponents actually, like, y'all probably need to get on YouTube if y'all want to beat this guy.
switches stances, but if he feels an opportunity is there to further damage an opponent's hurt leg, he will. By switching his left leg to his rear leg, Verhoeven can connect to the inside of his opponent's lead leg with much more power. He also prefers to disguise these footwork setups behind striking, using punches to hide his lateral movement. And using kicks or kick feints to shift forward.
They're like slipping.
Setting up with punches comes with an additional benefit. Verhoeven can easily turn punches into frames, off-balancing opponents and forcing them to bear his weight.
To open that.
This makes it harder for his opponents.
Those opponents, their hands, they be trying to be in, they be blocking. Then he hit that leg, it's like they're just parting the Red Sea for their face.
To escape, and puts them in a worse position to take impact.
Look.
He'll
They drop
even
them hands
occasionally
when that
follow
leg
up on
get
his
hit.
frame by using his other hand to block an opponent's vision. Reminiscent of Lomachenko when he's creating angles. Verhoeven's leg kicks are most powerful when he's using them to intercept an opponent's attack.
Dang.
A roundhouse kick to the inside of an opponent's support leg while they're kicking can be incredibly damaging. By taking the inside angle, Verhoeven shields himself from the opponent's outside kick and beats them to the target. And this works well, regardless of whether Verhoeven is intercepting a lead leg roundhouse or rear leg roundhouse.
Oh my god.
The Verhoeven is intercepting a lead leg
kill him
roundhouse
straight down.
or rear leg roundhouse.
Whoop.
Even more impressive is when Verhoeven counters punches with leg kicks. To do this, he needs to have
Dang, it's like he almost tripping them in place.
or rear leg
He's
roundhouse.
tripping them in place. Look, bloop.
Even more impressive is when Verhoeven counters punches with leg kicks. To do this, he needs to have subtle mastery of head movement techniques to an extent that's far more prominent in boxing.
That
But he
weave game,
pulls this
gotta
off
weave,
by
bob and weave,
transitioning
bob
into
and
a
weave.
follow-up kick immediately,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
or blending the kick into the head movement itself.
That was a killer.
Along with
uppercut.
pulling and slipping, Verhoeven will also turn into a cover block, dispelling the force of an opponent's punch with the same hip turn that puts power into his kick.
Yeah. He quick too. He quick. I'll be scared.
With the same hip turn that puts
Be
power
scared
into
if he
his
kicked
kick.
me. Cause look, he was quick for that.
In fact, it was this tactic that Verhoeven used to pull himself out of the fire and eventually land a KO against the Goliath, Jamal Ben Sadiq.
Snap.
After taking one of Sadiq's signature power punches, Verhoeven managed to stave him off with intercepting leg kicks. He would build on this success throughout the remaining rounds, eventually catching Sadiq with a question mark kick in the 5th, then finishing him off with his boxing.
Yeah.
Verhoeven's ability to destroy an opponent's legs really paves the way for him to show off his superb boxing.
Yeah, they ain't got no legs. They can't fight.
Opponent's legs
fight with
really
no
paves the
legs.
way for him to show off his superb boxing.
Yeah.
And of course, it can't hurt
Come on now.
for him to show off his superb
He said,
boxing.
night night. Boom. Night
And of
night.
course, it can't hurt that he trains with Tyson Fury. When it comes
That makes sense. If he trained with Tyson, Tyson Fury is a great boxer. He look out of shape. Don't look like he can fight, but he's actually a great boxer, man. He didn't beat Deontay. Come on, Deontay, man. I was rooting for you, my guy. I was rooting for you. You still my guy, though, Deontay Wilder. But, man, Tyson Fury was just a better boxer.
And of course, it can't hurt that he trains with Tyson Fury. When it comes to taking away an opponent's movement, it's hard to think of a more successful fighter than Verhoeven. The man even throws seamless leg kick combinations, targeting both legs from both sides.
He just hit him with a 3-piece leg piece.
He'll even apply this same policy to knees.
Oh.
Verhoeven is soon set to rubber match Sadiq at Glory Collision 3, each having knocked the other out once now. If you're interested in watching that epic fight, along with a number of other great fights, you can purchase at the link below. For the modern martial artist, this is...
Well, I did see that fight. That was incredible fight. But man, that was obviously, guys. If y'all wanna beat my guy Rico and study him, get on YouTube, Google him. There's the whole video explaining his technique. Everything is about technique. Like Floyd Mayweather, people mad at Floyd Mayweather say, "Oh, he don't box all that." Floyd Mayweather is a defensive expert. He knows how to not get hit. You can't be mad at a guy that don't want to get hit, right? Like boxing, you see how some of them will get knocked out. I wouldn't want to get knocked out every night or every other fight, but that's just what it is. But definitely, hey, my guy Rico is definitely different. Hey, he's definitely bold. He's bold. He don't mind putting his title on the line and fighting, but can't wait to check out his other highlight. I got that coming. Checking out some knockouts from my guy. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. And y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.